So all in all, things are going pretty good here, except for the fact that I think the markets are turning. Everybody feels like markets are turning. We're a little lower on logs than I would like to be. And it's turning wet early this morning. So hopefully that trend don't continue. So hopefully that trend don't continue. But when we get some daggone wood in here, we're going to have a rough winter this winter. And it's not looking like Mother Nature's going to cut us any slack. So I don't know what to think about it all. I just don't know what to think about it. And another thing that's happening is ties are backing up pretty bad. Yeah, we lost our tent. 56 cents back. Yes, sir. Throw a little tension back in and call this baby good. It seems like as you go through things, you worry about stuff, and the things you're worried about you fix, and then a whole new line of problems come up. It's just the problems move all around. But it keeps you from having a boring life, you know. What it does, it is a lot of fun, and it is an experience to have. We'll take that. Well, this baby looks good. Let's pull her out of here. We'll roll it over there, maybe chalk it up. And that's your only other band. It's gonna be looking pretty good when Ricky Bob shows up.
So what, those of you that's not familiar with bandsaws, what we just done is first you get the body right, which is your tension. It's a long story. You got to get a bunch of stuff right on your body so your saw will run straight and true. And then once that's done, you chalk up the teeth and get it ready to do the grinder. And the grinder, what it does is it puts the edge on the teeth and makes the profile. It actually grinds the gullet. It grinds up the tooth, the face of the tooth, and it grinds the top of the tooth, and it sharpens all the way around the profile of the cutting side of the band to where you're ready. You got, you know, you just keep eating the band down as you go. And here's straightening teeth. It's some straightening. They got 230 teeth on this bandsaw blade, and you go through and touch them up, make sure they're straight, so it'll run true.
Our cam machine's running great. We updated some things on it as we started using it. We ran into an issue with cracks, and we got to making cracks right down here in the gullet, and it messed with months. He's being a dick today. But I was like, what's going on? How are we getting these cracks from? Why are we getting these cracks? Well, we're getting little burns right here in the bottom, not in the bottom of the gullet, but as it climbs out. Come to find out, our cam down there in the grinder, the cam that fed it forward was the fan. So when you come down and grind the gullet of the tooth, it shoved the band forward before the head started raising up, and it makes a burn spot. Well, that burn spot crystallizes the steel, and next thing you know, you got cracks. We was going through bands like crazy. It was rough. But that's all behind us now, thank goodness. But I just lined up that one cam and the problem went away. We're still touching them a little bit when we get done with the grind, with the guy grinder in that spot, just out of nervousness. But I think it's unnecessary. We've been getting an issue with bent teeth. Don't know if we're dinging them up out there in the sawmill. We are training a few new sawyers. 2 new sawyers actually, and they're doing great. So whatever the idea is, we'll have a whole mass of sawyers. To where somebody needs to take off or this, that, or the other, or somebody's fatigued, switch out, you know, stuff like that. So we're training multiple people. But when you are training, you're going to have a little bit of saw trouble because the saw blade's real fragile and you got to work around that blade. Auto bench and leveler's been doing really good. It had a bunch of things that wasn't quite adjusted right. We've adjusted it, and the best I can tell, it's adjusted right now. It's running pretty good, and we're sticking them over on the bench, and the profile looks right and all that stuff on the manual bench. And we move them over here, so that's all good. I'm just happy. Really am happy. Things are going good out here. Uh-oh.
So what's going on here is Mikey's had a little accident. He's dropped the log off the carriage, and it got stuck underneath the cant dump. And they're trying to pry this big heavy thing out to where it can run down the belt, run down the roll case. And then it's sitting on the belt on the slab dump, and the slab dump belt's not got the friction to push this thing off, so it's kind of stuck on the flat plate that the belt runs on. So Mikey gets in there, and Mikey, he's got more daggone grit. Mikey's pretty big deal at the sawmill. He gets into a little bit of everything and does a little bit of everything. But he's like me. He's high strung. He makes mistakes. I do the same stuff, you know. So every once in a while, everybody has to come up and help Mikey too. Yeah, Mikey's like, screw that piece of wood. Oh. He's like, I don't know, there's a button messed up or something in the cab. I forgot what it was. He was aggravated. That's Christian. That's Mikey's boy. He's a good kid. This kid, he's coming up right and good. He's going to be a hell of a sawmiller. So Mikey's jumping back in the carriage, and they're sawing. I forgot what they're sawing that day. I assume it looks like big red oak is what they're sawing, but it might be poplar. Sawdust has a red oak tint to it. I can't tell.
We're not overblessed with bands. Everything's been tight because of the market, but we got bands coming. Let's see what Captain Sarcasm's doing over here. He's changing teeth in the saw blade. Is that all right if I refer to you as Captain Sarcasm?
Yeah, go ahead. I am the nicest asshole you ever meet.
Yeah, he says he's the nicest asshole you'll ever meet. I don't know how that's, you know, how that's something.
Got it. But
Yeah. Well, it's true. I'm here to say it's probably true. The nicest asshole you'll ever meet.
I'm proud of it.
So his teeth are tapered, and as they wear down, they get skinnier. Well, then you get more wood tickling the bit blade of the saw and causing them more problems. So when they refreshen up their teeth and they got a wider curve and a wider and more clearance from the plate, from the teeth to the plate, the curve to the plate. teeth's in this? I think it's a 56-inch diameter blade.
52 teeth.
And 52 teeth. And they're type, forget what kind of teeth they are. Type F or something like that. Long shank BF. They're BF teeth, long. And our blades or plates are 5/6 plates. I think 5/6 tall blades. And we keep extras here around. We send them off to get them hammered. And for some reason we cut one out. It must have got cut too small a diameter because it don't quite meet our top saw. It's a 1/4 inch smaller diameter. But an old boy down the road that's getting him a tie mill going, he's looking for a blade. And I said, by golly, we got a good blade. Saw's good, but these guys would like to see it leave, and he would like to see it. It'd do him a good job.
Howdy guys, it is Sunday, the second day of deer season here in Indiana. My boys went hunting and stuff like that with their family, with my in-laws. And me and Granny, we come out to grind mulch. I was helping her get set up. Our grinder's getting old and needs a little love, and we've been loving on it just a little bit, getting her back up to power just a little bit. So I'm kind of babysitting it while she's running it here to tweak and twerk and all that stuff that we got on it. Today we set up and we're rerunning these chips. Now we have pulpwood that we bring in on our mulch, and that's kind of a way to where you can hold on to extra product when you need it. Well, now that the mill's up in hours and up in production, we're making plenty of mulch, and you know, last year was a little slower, so we actually have excess mulch. So we have this pile of the chip pile from Werner's chipper chipped up, and we're gonna get it ran through into a finished product. I had a screen I've been working on to put in this grinder to do a little bit of a finer job. Now this all gets mixed in with a few different styles of chips. So it's just one of the styles that gets mixed in. It's a pretty small product, and almost too small. It's pretty finely ground. But that's the pile she grind through, is that pile of chips out of the chipper. So I don't know. That screen's making them a bit finer than it needs to make them. What you're always fighting against is these pin chips. These little guys right here. That's what you're fighting against. And I'm getting them out of one of the hogs. It looks like the chip hog at the sawmill. I need to get in there and work on the baffles in it. It's making a little too coarse of a product. Go check out what it looks like in the screen. Afraid that'd be too daggone fine. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm all speed to feed of it. Well, the belts need tightened on it too. You get a real hard pull, the belt will fall just the hair, so I don't want to pull on it too hard. I gotta tighten the belts up. And you gotta use a hydraulic jack and stuff like that, tighten the belts up on this thing. We'll let her do her thing. I'll tell you, this stuff's it's a daggone trial and error deal. You gotta work at it, tweak what don't work right, go from there. But I think I'm gonna have to work on that screen. Got an 1.5 inch screen I should have got 1 3/4 or 2 inch. Then once you commit to one of these screens, they're so daggone expensive, you can't send it back and all that stuff's just out of the question pretty much, unless it's a total flop. So you'll take a screen and a cutting torch and start working it over and get it to where it'll run. I just gotta do a little bit more work. I left it for about 20 minutes and come back, it's got a lot better. I just did a bunch of work to that screen. I had some cutting torch boogers and stuff on it. It was kind of making it clog up and not work right. Now it's starting to scour, and you can see the bigger pieces coming out now. Now it's starting to look a little better. Hey, it's got a little ways to go. I'll take you in there and show you so y'all can see it, but it's getting better. I was worried about, I just being worried for it. I'll tell you, I had a commenter the other day, I don't know what all he said, shut the hell up and quit yakking or something like, and I don't know. I mean, one of them said, watch some better YouTubers, and I'm like, yeah, I know where we got, yeah, I get it. I could be a lot different on YouTube, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be me, and I'm struggling through this stuff, trying to study things and focus and try to figure out how to make a profit margin, which is unheard of in this industry in the past 2 years. But trying to fix things. I'm not trying to do little knickknacks and paddywhacks and learn how to cut a tree down. I mean, this is a deeper channel than that. So if you need to learn how to cut a tree down, go watch a simpler channel. I'm trying to figure out how to take trees and manufacture them into profit margin for the good of the people that works here, my family, for the people we do business with. There's a lot of things at play here, and you can't talk. You can't, you make like it's more than I can just yak about. There's always stuff going on in your head, trying to figure things out, trying to solve little problems, be it personnel, mechanical, raw product, or on mommy's side of it, your sales, and trying to establish a good relationship with customers that right now don't want wood, So you're trying to figure out how to balance. You got 100 balls in the air, and you're trying to figure out how to balance all them suckers, and do it right. And in doing so, I can't do a real exciting, good channel with the type of content. It's just, like I used to do. I used to make better content. There was more, cut a tree down, go have some fun, and but that ain't me anymore. I've evolved. I'm a little different character now. Got a little bit more on my plate. Got a little bit more to balance, and got a good crew and good family of people that's relying on this daggone shit to not run aground. All right, we got us a funky ordeal going on. Ties are getting slow. They're getting kind of backed up for Jimmy, the boss man there, and I'm getting a little nervous about the tie business. But we had 4 loads ready to go. We had 2 ready to go last week, and then we added 2 more to it. And of course, Jimmy's like, well, I ain't really looking, you know what I mean? You could tell, you could read it on him. Mama said that, of course, Mama deals with Jimmy on the buying or selling of the ties, because them two kind of works good together. They got good chemistry. But I'm kind of the dude, me and Perry's the dudes trying to, grade them and get them right for him. So he tweaks on us and deals with Mama. That's how that works in our business here. Well, I said, man, can you beg him into taking 4 loads? And she said, I'll try. So her and him worked on it, I think, the end of last week. And Jimmy said, I'll tell you what. He said, if you're going to bring in 4 loads, he said, bring them first thing in the morning, and I want all 4 of them first thing. And Mama said, yes, sir, we'll make her happen. She looked at me, and she hollered at me. She said, how are we going to get 4 loads up there? Because we only have 2 flatbeds at the moment, because one flatbed shitted out and Derek decommissioned it because it's not safe to pull in his mind. And
we're not spending the money to replace the flatbed yet till markets get a little better. We ain't gonna put out the money for it. So she said, can you figure something out? I said, yes. I said, what about my detach? She said, you get a load of ties on that detach? I said, hey, I've seen stuff like that done. So here it is, a load of ties on a detached trailer. Feels good, feels like it's gonna pull fine. And we'll have 2 loads on flatbeds. I got a load on a detach, and Chris is taking a load on an equipment trailer. So we'll all 4 run up in the morning. I think it looks pretty good. Him and Larry's got a load yet. I think it looks pretty good setting on there. Huh. All right, well, let me go get my stuff and put it up in the truck in. It's been a wild day today. We was a few people short. It's opening weekend of deer season. Matt went deer hunting this morning, so he never came. And of course, Ann was trying to run 2 rooms today, the pallet room and the sawmill. So I had to help in the sawmill today. So I cut up cross ties with a chainsaw this morning till Perry had to go because baby mama there's having a little trouble. So he took her in and for a doctor visit. And then I said, well, heck, I lost Perry anyways. Mommy wanted to start pallet room. So I went ahead in the mill and worked in the mill till this evening. And me and Eli, I bought logs that come in from the loggers this evening, and me and Eli sorted with the big den and the 624K. Look at that. That's all the ties we got put out after an hour before lunch till now. That's all the ties that them guys put out on hickory. That's all hickory. That ain't gravy ties. And I got, there's 2 loads of ties there for Chris, Larry, and then we're already building another daggone load there besides. So we already got, if you count this hickory and these few red oaks and hickory here, we already got, for the next tie day, we already got a load and a half leaning into 2 loads. I want to take 2 loads up Thursday, but I don't know. We'll see if he lets us do that, you know. But tie stacking area is going good. Our system's going pretty good with these ties, but we do have to cut them up with chainsaw. But I'm getting better at the chainsaw. Went back from round tooth back to chisel chain. That's working out pretty good. Here's the chain. I went back to chisel chain. It's treating me pretty good. It's 63 thousandths gauge chisel chain, and I didn't like it at first because it was a walking. Well, a lot of it was my operating. Once I went to round tooth so I can just mar down through them. Well, then Jimmy got on me for not matching up my cuts properly anyway, so now I kind of have to ease down through them and keep my cuts right. Well, if I'm going to do that anyways, heck, I could use chisel chain. It's more walky on you, but if you're already coming down measured and carefully, you can move around like a tie that's got a slope on it and stuff. It's working great. It's working great is what I'm trying to say. We had 2 guys lose it today. Normally we got to get along pretty good, but I guess the hickory and the strain of running 2 rooms and stuff. Well, Rick and Ball, I seen him throw a ratchet. Which ain't funny. We had a good bandsaw and we hit metal in this hickory. We don't have a metal detector in our mill, so we hit metal in this chunk of hickory. Yeah, here it is. Look at the band run out. Bam, bam. 2 nails, and then look at the washboard. I mean, that band is gonna be in rough shape. We broke off 3 teeth. Broke 3 teeth off the band. Oh, and the way it ran out around that piece, ugh. Rick and Ball was pissed. Then we had a cart get crossways in the lumber room, got messed up down there in the crack of the floor, and some of the guys got into it down there. But yeah, like I said, I got to see Rick and Ball chuck a ratchet. I was like, hey buddy, it ain't that bad. Smile, you know, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. That's how stuff goes here. You got to either smile or it'll get to you. Well, it's been a pretty good trip. It's pulled pretty hard with my lift axle down. And just pulls pretty hard, and it's red oak. I might be over just a hair, I'm not sure. But you know, you put that third axle down, you're flexing all them sidewalls coming down the road. It pulls on your fuel economy just a little bit. But we should be getting close. I ain't never been up here before, but we should be getting close to the tie yard. We'll see. Let's scope it out. We're getting close to civilization here. We'll see what's going on here. Now, the way Big Mama says, I don't know, I've never been up here, but the way Big Mama says, we're going to cross a railroad track, and then we're going to turn right before the store. So far, no tracks. Or if a train's been through here, he's cleaned his tracks up pretty good. Uh-oh, what's this up here? The railroad tracks. I see the store. Well, I think we're here. We had in the past, back when we was hand cutting timber, it'd be long days. All right, so here's the railroad track. Oh hell, I see Timmy's ties down there. All right, well we're right here. Okay, here it is. We are young. Over young, boy, over young. Yeah, we better let some people do what they gotta do. Because I had to work in the mill just a little bit before I left this morning. I got behind. Oh, I see. Oh, there's Mark there, ain't it? Yeah. Okay, I see the T cars. Well, I think I can make that. I just did make it. That or his helper. I think that's his helper. There's the boss man there on the pickup. Cool. I like that fella. That fella in the wheel loader's a good dude. All right, we'll get unstrapped and be back. I'm gonna shut you all off. I don't want to record the boss man. I don't know if he wants recorded or not, so I ain't gonna bug in. Hopefully Mark's got a room to get out. Larry showed up. He's right behind me. That is really cool. Union Pacific. He said what's the most time-consuming part? Boss man said is going down through there, strapping all them down, because somebody's got to crawl up on the load. And then they throw the cable up, and then you just go down there one at a time, strapping them down. That's a lot of cables.